I slapped the shit out of him. Okay, so hard, so hard. Okay, I'm a good slapper, okay, because I remember I slapped this bitch in middle school and like her fucking neck went like that. Anyway. How y'all doing? What's up? I'm back with another story time. So get ready to chill and vibe out with me over something crazy that has happened in my life as always. And as always, well, not as always, but recently, as of always, a lot takes place in high school. I am bringing it back to my high school days. Yes, it was a very long time ago, which makes it really easy to talk about because like I don't really have any like hard feelings over stuff that has happened back then. When I talk to you guys and I'm telling the story, obviously I want to be entertaining and act like I really give a shit, but I'm so far past that, which is why it's so easy and so fun to tell you these crazy ass stories about my life and how it helped me be the woman that I am today. All right, so like I said, we're bringing it back to high school, and this was when I was about 17 years old. I was dealing with a boy named Chubbs. I spoke about him so many times in so many different stories about our roller coaster ride of a relationship. Man, that boy put me through shit that you're not even supposed to be going through until like you're in your 20s. Like I was just like going through the most with this boy, but I was in like puppy love, and this was like the first boyfriend that I really was like to my dad that I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a boyfriend, he's gonna be my boyfriend, and that's it, period. Like you're not gonna stop me. And I feel like because of that, because like I was really invested in this relationship, like I stood up to my dad, I was like, you know, in love with him or whatever, and like just doing the most with him. And I'm just like, you know what, like I don't want to just like let it go so easily, you know. I don't know where my head was at. I don't know where my mind was at. Obviously I didn't have one. I lost my damn mind with this boy, okay. But I was about 17 years old at this point. Me and him was obviously very serious, you know. I think I started dating him when I was 16, and at this point like I turned 17. We were still in high school, and every morning we would have to walk up a huge hill to get to my school, and it was a very long hill. It was a very long train ride. I lived in Harlem, and so did Chubbs. Chubbs also lived in Harlem. He lived like 2 stops away from me. I was further away, so I would get on the train first, and then by his stop he would hop on the train and we would ride to school together. That wasn't like every single day, because y'all, when I say I was late all the time like I had a problem. Like I was always late to school. I hated getting up early. I still hate getting up early. That is literally the most difficult part about being a parent, because your kids get up so early. I'm just not a morning person, never have, never will be, and that's that. But back in high school, 17 years old, your girl was not trying to get up early, but I would try because I wanted to be on the train with my mans. Like I wanted to go up the hill with him, and like that's like, you know, the time where like people like talk and gossip and just like have fun before school starts, before you have to get to homeroom and go through all your different classes. You know, I didn't have that many. I don't think I had like 1 class with him actually. Like I barely had any classes with him, and that was my man. So that was kind of annoying, because y'all already know how Chubbs was. He was always flirting to these other girls, and I just always felt like that's probably what he'd be doing when he's not around me, and it was just so annoying. But what can I do? I had to like just milk the time that I had with him, especially because I had a strict dad. It's not like I was able to hang out with him all the time after school or on the weekends. Like it was very hard. So I will never forget, you know, me and him always had arguments because he wanted to be a little player, and it was just like the most annoying thing, because you're sitting here telling me you love me. Yes, I know, girl, I know we're in high school, and I know it's like what you mean, like he love you at 16, 17? Yes, bitch, yes. And when I'm 16, 17, I believed it, okay, because I felt like I loved him too, you know, like I felt like I had those feelings for him too. So him telling me, oh, I love you, like I can't wait to be with you forever, like I can't wait to get married to you. And it's like so funny, because even back then I wasn't like, okay, I want to marry him. Like I definitely did not want to marry him. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was never one of those girls that's like, oh my god, I want to get married and I want to wear this dress and I want to have this type of wedding and I want to do this and I want to do and I want these kids. I wasn't that type of girl, but he kind of like, you know, guys be telling you stuff that they think you want to hear. So he would be telling me like, yeah, like I want to have like 2 kids with you and I want to get married with you, and like just telling me like this whole little dream fantasy of a life that I was like, ew, that's so cute, but I didn't really give a fuck. But at the end of the day, like it still made me feel like he was invested in me. We had those chats often, and often we would have arguments because I'm just like, if you love me like that, why are you flirting with all these other girls? You're making me look stupid, like you're embarrassing me. That was more my main thing. It's like, bro, like we're in high school and you're fucking embarrassing me. Like you can't deal with bitches outside of high school. Granted, he was, but I didn't know that. All I knew was the girls in school, because at the end of the day, how the fuck do you have time to be messing with all these bitches and still dating me and giving me mad attention? Like I'm talking about mad attention. He would show up at my job. He would like, you know, make sure like, and he would just be around me all the time. It was like his parents like just didn't care. Like they just let him be girl crazy. Like they just didn't care. But yeah, I just thought like he was only flirting with these other girls in school and like doing all that stuff, but it was like a whole different ball game even outside of school, girl. Oh my god. But yeah, and I'm just so mad at him all the time because I'm like, stop flirting with her. Like why are you flirting with her? You're embarrassing me. But I didn't ever have like concrete evidence for a very long time. Like my concrete evidence was like me going through his phone and seeing like text messages and picture messages, and like you know, maybe like I'll catch a glimpse of like a girl looking at him in a hallway and like maybe he'll look back, or like stuff like that. Like people wouldn't really tell me anything. I don't know if they thought that I was just gonna go crazy. I don't know if they were more loyal to him. Like I don't know what the situation was, but people wasn't telling me like, oh yeah, like he was like doing this. Like they would mention like, oh yeah, I think he was flirting, blah blah blah. Like he was very smart to not do anything like crazy around like my good friends, because obviously they're gonna come and tell me. But everybody else, like I was just so like, I was just so captivated by him and like really into him that I feel like people were scared to tell me, or like they just assume like, all right, she don't care, like she's just gonna stay with him anyway because obviously he doesn't have respect for her. Obviously he's out here doing whatever. It's just that I didn't know that. So like there was that whole thing. And there was this one girl, we're gonna call her Leesa. She was fast as hell. Like I mean, like I spoke about like my girls in middle school being fast. She was probably like one of those girls. Like she done did it all, did the damn, like she was not quiet about it. Like she apparently, like it was known that like she would let guys run trains on her and stuff like that. Like crazy ass shit, you know. Like we're only in high school, dude. Like, you know, slow your roll. That's stuff that you could do when you get older or whatever. But do you, boo? I didn't care. I only cared about my mans flirting with her. That was like, I was just like, ew. Because like at the end of the day, not for nothing, like she didn't compare to me, okay? Like I mean, I ain't trying to play her or nothing. Like she cute girl, but she ain't compared to me, you know. Like she ain't nothing compared to me. And I'm just like, if you're gonna do something with somebody, do it with somebody that look better than me. Do it with somebody that like is worth it, you know. Like when I find out and I break up with you, like you need to go be with that person because it was worth it, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't feel like she was worth it. But you know, I don't know if they did anything at this point in our relationship. I just know that she was a fast ass girl, Leesa. Everybody knew that she was a fast ass girl, and she was always flirting with everybody, and even girls' mans. Like she didn't care. All right, I wasn't particularly cool with her like that because I just knew how she was, and part of me was like, I bet you like she be flirting with him. Like I bet you, like I be seeing them like laughing sometimes, like walking past each other or whatever, and I just didn't trust that shit. So there was this one day and I decided that I'm going to crack my boyfriend's voicemail. All right, you know, back in the day, like you're able to like put a code in and listen to your voice messages like if you don't have your phone on you. Yeah, so I'm like, I want to figure out his code. Like I'm gonna figure out his code. I want to listen to who he's talking to, because he was just being weird. Like, you know your mans, right? You know your mans, you know their behavior and how they act, and he was just acting a little funny style. And I mean, he always had like this huge chip on his shoulder. Like he thought he was the fucking man. All right, he played football, you know, like he was getting bitches, like he could get bitches. Like I don't know, but he just thought he was like the man, and like you felt that shit. All right, and not for nothing, like like I had my confidence, but goddamn, like it was like I don't know how to explain it. Like I was fine, I was cute, and guys obviously they wanted to talk to me, but I guess they had respect for him. Like nobody was really, like in high school especially, like nobody was really like bothering me, or maybe because I just would have like shrugged them off because I wasn't trying to look like that type of chick. Like I'm not disrespectful, I'm loyal, and I don't want to look like a little hoe. Like I got my man, like what am I flirting with you for? I didn't get the same respect as a woman. Like these bitches did not fucking care about me. And not for nothing, I'm not gonna only blame them, because obviously it was definitely him, and he was probably lying so much, like oh my god we're not together, oh my god like she's stalking me. He probably was saying like the craziest shit when it was the other way around. So I can't really blame the girls, but you know, it used to piss me off, and I'm just like, I know that he is into some, I feel it. Like I just feel his energy is like shifting, like he's really feeling like that man, and he's not calling me as much, or like he's not texting me as much. And like I get it, like I have a strict dad, and like I'm working after school, and he's at school like in his sports or whatever. I get it, but I'm just curious. Like I just want to know, are you talking to other bitches? So one day after school, I decided like I'm gonna go through a bunch of passwords, and I don't give a fuck. I want to hear his voicemail. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Damn, not working. Damn, not working. And I called him at a time that I knew he wasn't going to have his phone. So he has football practice like after school, and it's like for like at least 2 hours, like it's mad long. And then after practice, like they go in the locker rooms, they change, they talk shit, they play games, and then after sometimes they get food, and then he has to get on the train ride and go all the way home. Like he be getting home at late, and during that time he don't really be on his phone like that, especially like not to me. He ain't about to be like sitting there like having like these lovey-dovey conversations, and he's around his friends. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to call him and find out if I can crack his password. So I was like, didn't work. Didn't work. At this point in life, you can only have like a 4-digit password. So I was just like going through them. I was going through them. Like I was waiting like 10 minutes so I wouldn't like lock it or anything. And like I'm just going through them. And finally I figured out his password. Don't remember what it was, but it was just something that was like related to him, like in some capacity. I figured it out, and I was just so happy for 2.5 seconds. Okay, so I'm listening to his voicemail, and the first one, it was like a family member or something. Maybe it was his sister. Then the next one was probably his mom, because you know he's a mama's boy. And then the next one, guess who it was from? Niecy. I don't remember exactly what she was saying, but it was definitely flirty. It was definitely like something there that I was just like, hold the fuck up. Like, why are you calling my man and like talking to him in this manner? Like obviously I couldn't tell if like they did anything or not, but it was too flirty, and it was like, yeah, call me back, babe. Like something that pissed me off. All right, and then that wasn't the only one. And then his ex, which I think I spoke about before, they were cool, she had called him as well. And what she said, again, I'm not gonna sit here and be lying, but I don't remember what she said, but she definitely was, again, like kind of flirty. She wasn't too bad, but at the same time I was just pissed. Like, why the fuck is she calling you? You know what I mean? Like, y'all, if y'all gonna talk and y'all gonna be friends or whatever, but limit that shit to school. Like, why is she calling you outside of school hours? I'm not even gonna sit here and argue with him, because if I have to tell him like, yo, I heard your voicemail, he's gonna try to flip it on me and be like, oh my god, why are you sitting here listening to my stuff? I don't got no privacy, you don't got respect for me. He's just gonna flip it and then be mad at me. So I had to like, I don't know, play it cool, but I'm not that type of person. If I find out something, I'm going to speak to it, because nah, like you ain't not about to play me like that. You're not about to disrespect me like that. So instead of confronting him about these annoying voicemails from Niecy and his ex, I decided to just kind of like shut him out for the rest of that evening, knowing that I had to see his ass in school the next day. But I was kind of like fed up with him. I was always fed up with this boy, and I was always ready to just break up with him because like that's my jam. Like even me and my husband, like we was on and off for 10 years because if I feel like I am worth more, I don't want to settle, I don't need to be with you. Like you need to understand that I can fucking walk away at any point in time in my life. I don't need you. Like, so I was even thinking that back then. I was like, yo, like I feel like I don't even need to waste my breath talking to him about this. Like maybe I'll just not talk to him, and maybe, you know, I'll be mad at him, and maybe he'll just leave me alone, and maybe we can just finally break up, because low-key that's really what I wanted most of the time. But he just always found a way to draw me back in, and I fucking hate that about guys. Like if a woman breaks up with you, dude, you fucked up, just move on. Like let them live their life. But no, you want to fucking keep playing with their emotions because you know you're not going to change. I digress. Let's get back to the story. So I did not tell him anything the rest of the night. He's calling me, he's texting me, like, you know, whenever he got a chance. And it was very easy for me to ignore him because my dad took my cell phone in high school at a certain time, and I didn't have access to it, and it was very easy, like I said, to just kind of like not talk to him. But he obviously knew that I was mad. So annoying. So the next day comes around, and obviously I said we get on the same train, we go to school together, and I was dreading that. All right, I was like, I'm just like, I don't want to go to school with him. I don't want to see him. Hopefully he gets on like an earlier train, like the early one, not the late one. I purposely was a little bit late so that I could be on the next train because I didn't want to see him. I get on the train, and it goes the 2 stops past his stop, and guess who walks on the train? Chubbs got right on the train, stood right in front of me. Yo, I called you, I was calling you last night, like I was texting you, like why you didn't answer me, like what's going on? And I'm just like, nothing. Like, so I'm trying to be as like dismissive as possible. I don't really want to talk to him about the situation. Like it was eating me up inside to not say anything. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, like nothing, like nothing happened. Like I wasn't in the mood. Like he's like, what are you talking about? Like we talk all the time, like you're my girl, like we need to be talking, like what the fuck? Like, so he's getting pissed. But in a couple of stops from his stop, that's when the majority of like people that take the train from like Harlem in the Bronx to our school to like deep ass in the Bronx, that's like when the majority of the people come on the train. It's like 2 stops after his stop or 1 stop after his stop, I don't remember. And that's when we switch over, and we switch from the 2 train to the 5 train, so that way, you know, we can just like stay on the same train all the way through, and we don't have to like switch off later. It's quite a long ride. But thank God everybody came on the train around that time, and because everybody came on the train, it distracted him. So he knew that I had an attitude, and he was getting pissed off, but because everybody else came on, he kind of like tried to like change his attention to other people. It wasn't that many people because the majority of people get on the earlier train. They ain't trying to be late all the time like me, because you barely make it. Like sometimes if the train is delayed, you're gonna be late, like guaranteed. But if the train goes on time, you'll make it by like a 5-minute grace period, so that you can get to like your locker and classroom, and then you'll be like right on time, like right on time. And the thing in my school, like you get detention if you're late, so people wasn't trying to do that. But there were people that were late, and there were people that was on our train, and they were taking his attention away from the fact that I was mad at him. He was probably getting pissed at me, so he was kind of just like talking to them and mingling with them, and I'm just sitting there quiet. I'm pissed, I'm on my phone, I'm just looking around, like I'm just like so mad, because I'm like, I want to say something so bad, but I'm not, and I'm not trying to argue in front of all these people. Like we argue all the time, like no. So finally we get all the way to our stop, and when you get off the train at my high school, it is a long hallway to get out the train station, and then you go up a long ass hill right before you get to our train. So we, you know, we all kind of like try to walk together and like play around, talk to each other, but I was like quiet. I was like dead quiet because I was just irritated. Like, you know, we have mutual friends, but at the same time, like, I was still a little bit quieter in high school than I am now, and he was the loud, outgoing, silly clown person. Like, he was that person, and he always took all the attention, which was fine with me. Do you, boo? Do you, because I don't want to talk to you. So we walk through the hallway, and finally we get outside, and I'm just like booking it. I'm like, I don't want to talk to him. Let me just get my ass to school. He can sit here and play around with everybody like he wants to, and I'm just gonna go to school, okay? I'm just gonna do my business. That's what I came to learn. I ain't came to talk to no boys. And he's right behind me. He is like on my fucking heels, because he's just like, yo, where are you going? Like, we walk up the hill together. Like, you're my girl. We stay together. Why are you, what the fuck is your problem, right? I have a thing with people talking to me disrespectfully. So I got pissed, and I was just like, bro, like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Why don't you talk to Niecy? Or how about you talk to your ex? How about that? So now we're going back and forth, and people are noticing, and they're just like, ooh, trouble in paradise. Ooh, ooh. And they're walking up the hill still, but they're kind of going slow because they want to see what's happening with me and Chubbs. And I'm just like, bro, like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you about it. Like, let's just leave this alone. It's fine. Like, let's go to school, and that's it. And he's just like, nah, we're gonna talk about this. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, go talk to Niecy. Go talk to your ex. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't, like, you know what I'm talking about. So, like, we're doing that thing where I'm just like, well, you know. And he's just like, no, I don't know, tell me. And I'm like, nah, you know, like, you're playing stupid. And he's just like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, playing stupid, basically. So finally, I'm just like, yo, I listened to your voicemail. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, it's fine. You want to deal with these bitches? Like, that's fine. Do your thing. Let me go to school. And he was just like, what? Like, you know how guys make that stupid fucking face? Y'all all make that stupid face. That stupid face. And y'all just be like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that shit. That's the face he made. And I was just disgusted. I was just like, and I started walking. I just looked at him like, and I rolled my eyes, and I started walking up the hill. And he was just like, yo, wait, what are you talking about? So he's like, why you listening to my fucking voice? Like, he's getting pissed at me now. And he's like right behind me, like on my tail. And I walk fast as hell, because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with you. So I'm like walking. I'm trying to catch up to everybody else, because like, I'm like, oh, you know, maybe he's not gonna make a scene in front of everybody. I don't know why I thought that, because he don't care, and I clearly didn't care anymore. So he's on my fucking heels, and I'm just like trying to ignore him. And he's like, yo, Leesa. He grabs me so hard and yanks me, and like spins me around to him. And he's just like, yo, what's wrong with you? And as soon as he spins me around, he's like, what's wrong with you? I went right in his face. I was so mad, because I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to take it there. It's the first thing in the fucking morning. Like, I just want to go to school now. Like, I don't want to deal with you. I wanted to break up with you. You're dealing with these bitches. I'm so tired of this shit. Leave me alone. Like, I caught you. And then on top of it, you get caught. You're trying to spin it on me, and then you grab me. You putting your hands on me. I was not here for it. I slapped the shit out of him. Okay. So hard. Okay, I'm a good slapper, okay, because I remember I slapped this bitch in middle school, and like her fucking neck went like that. Anyway, I slapped him so hard, like his face was like fucking red, and I think he just looked at me like, he was quiet for a second. I was quiet for a second, because I didn't believe that I just did that shit, because like I didn't even think about it. Like, I just was like so mad. And when people touch me, when I'm mad and I don't want to be touched, like real quick my hands come up. And I didn't realize that I hit him, but when he was just looking at me like, and then he did this, and he was just like, bitch, you just slapped me. He didn't say that. He just was looking at me like, bitch. And I was just like, and I just booked it. Like, I try to keep going, and he is just like, yo, what's good? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is crazy, da da da. And I'm like, he's like running up behind me. I was like, don't touch me. I'm telling you right now, don't touch me again, because I'm gonna have to hit you again, and I ain't trying to do that with you. I ain't trying to go there with you, okay? And he didn't. at that point. But that was the beginning of like me not being able to control my emotions enough with him, and our relationship was just, that's where it took a turn, because I'm like, don't put your hands on me. I can't stand when people grab me if I'm pissed, like especially like any guy in my lifespan that has grabbed me when I've been pissed like that, I'm putting my hands on. Like, I can't help it. My husband, never. He knows better. Like, it's not that he knows better, like he just doesn't do things like that, and that's the respect out of him. Like, a respectful man is not going to, they're going to respect your boundaries, okay? Like, they're not going to put you in an uncomfortable situation no matter how mad they are at you. But there are guys that will and have, and once hands go on another person in a relationship, you can't take that back. And pretty much that's what happened. I smacked the taste out of his mouth because I was pissed at him because he grabbed me. And then any other time after that, when we were mad at each other and I was walking away and he would grab me, I would hit him. And it got to the point where it was like hair pulling, scratching each other's faces. Like, it was bad and it was annoying, and I regret that part of and that side of me. But at the same time, like, he took me there. Like, he took me there, okay? So I say all that. I hope you enjoyed the story time. Yes, it was crazy as always, but when you guys are in a relationship, don't put your hands on one another. Don't do it. I also can't stand when a woman just constantly like beats on their man because they know that their man is not gonna hit them back. Like, bitch, like, hold the fuck up. Like, don't do that. I wasn't like that, but I did not take kindly to him grabbing me up and like pushing me up against the wall. Like, sometimes like he would mush me or whatever. Like, he never hit me back, but like he would like grab me and like hold on to me because I was so mad. And part of me is happy that I did deal with that back when I was younger, because as I got older, I'm like, all right, like, if it ever takes me to that point, this is a relationship that I don't need to be a part of. So I hope you guys learn from my experience, and I hope you guys know that once hands are placed on each other in a relationship, there is no coming back from that, sweetheart. Okay, so that is the end of this story time. This was like the beginning of like super madness with Chubbs. You guys know like how crazy that relationship was, and if you don't, make sure you go check out my other story times. Okay, more story times to come. Keep it geek, freak, chic, and sleek, but most importantly, keep it unique. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.